United 2-0 win over Everton. United have this ability. Let me start him. United have this ability where they find a result somehow. And I think I said it a few weeks ago. I said, when a game is rudimentary for United, like it's not very complicated, they find a way. I don't know what he thought about yesterday, because I thought they...
And the biggest needed to get a victory after what happened against Fulham and what happened on Saturday against Manchester City. Now, I think it's a sense of deja vu for Everton every time and again they create lots of opportunities, but they are not converting. They've made a change. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is on the bench, but even from the beginning, they had chances to score, but they didn't. And I think it was around 11 chances that they had in that first half. And that's a discredit to Manchester United and how they defend counter-attacks. Because Casemiro nowadays is looking very, very slow. And yes, you have a changed back four, but we still gave away so many opportunities. The only thing that was positive from a United standpoint is you got the win, and that Garnacho, even in his bad form, he scored 2 goals in 12 games. He came away with the 2 penalties that were converted by Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes.
The fact that that Garnacho is a factor is an indictment of United.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have a teenager being their main guy. That's just it. Like a teenager should be allowed to develop as they should. Like it shouldn't be like he's the go-to guy. They're like, and he's not one of those kids who people are talking about from 5 years ago. Like, oh, this kid is coming. He just popped up. Yeah. So, but they faced 23 attempts on goal. They faced 23. To be honest, I think Carlo Ancelotti conned us. Just a tad, not much, just a tad. He's a great coach, but he conned us just a tad. He made us think Calvert-Lewin is something he's not. The 1 year he coached him, he turned him into Inzaghi. If you remember, he was great.
He came up with sensational goals.
Yeah, then he went away and he can't get fit and he can't score and then he can't get fit again and he can't score.
He had a chance, he couldn't.
He's brought this to Everton are back to factory settings. Yani team ya BD.
No, they are always team ya BD. In fact, I feel like when they were given back the 4 points, they went like...
They were more relaxed. They created so many chances, but they have their stamina, the Kure. When they have the Kure in this team, they usually come up with the goals. But yesterday, teams just didn't seem to work out for them because they just kept on conceding funny penalties. Look at the first penalty, the way it was conceded.
Garnacho was too quick though.
Man, you just have to give Garnacho credit.
Yeah, Garnacho is like...
You can imagine defending against Garnacho. He's like...
I think he had a really really good game. And I think now for Manchester United, at least now on goal difference, they are now 0 kwa goal difference. Unajua ni muhimu.
Ni muhimu kuangalia hiyo column.
Kuangalia hapo column because they have been negative for a while.
Sasa unajam nini sasa?
So ni muhimu kuangalia. But again, as Sammy said, 3 points is important.
Yes.
It's 10 games now. We are 10 games into the end of the season. There are still hopes for top 4. I think they are 3 points behind.
They're top 5. They're 3 points behind Spurs. But Spurs are 2 games have 2 games in hand. Yeah.
So there's need there. There's a fight there.
The catch is
they need
Villa.
Top 4. They need top 4.
It's to be Villa. Villa are 8 points ahead. Look, I watch United and I don't get them.
The identity is still not there.
I don't get them at all. And I'd like to ask Sammy now, what's with the penalty? Why did he give out the second one? Why did Fernandes give it away? What was the thinking?
I think it's a confidence thing for Marcus Rashford.
Rashford scored a crazy goal last weekend.
And there was still
like any confidence booster you want is what it got. So I wish and I asked myself, this was the thought in my head. Is it to give Rashford confidence? Or did he see the way the keeper went the first time?
Okay, as per Ten Hag, this was something that Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford decided in-game. So maybe you have a point on that. But also I think that even after scoring the banger he scored against Manchester City, there was still criticism on how he managed the entire part of the game because he had opportunities to score and he didn't. And much of the criticism came from Erik Ten Hag himself. So I think he needed to prove a point also, and to score a goal is important in consecutive games.
I'd say I think it's a low confidence on Fernandes because when you see the goalkeeper is almost going to get the ball, the first ball, the second time you're like, kidogo, you're not so sure. And remembering the fact that he hasn't been playing, he's at his best.
Who? Rashford? Or Fernandes?
So you kind of think about it.
I know Fernandes hasn't been great, but and I really hope you guys please watch Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's interview on the overlap.
Yeah.
Please watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
I keep telling there are not many things I encourage you to watch. Please watch it. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
He explains the problems at United in a nice, good way, and he speaks about the only thing that I think one can throw at Bruno Fernandes, which is his passion gets ahead of him. Like at times it's too much. Like just hold it back. Like he goes a bit too much. Yes, and by the way, he says top man was Maguire. He said
Yes.
top man
Yes.
Maguire. Top man. He said the problem was Mykonos. Whatever happened in Mykonos, it seems to have. That whole fight with the police seems to have messed it. But he's like top man is Maguire. He says no, diligent, works hard, good man, does the job well. But it's an interesting thing. If you are a United fan, especially, watch that interview on the overlap. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer speaks about the problems. This team lacks a lot of things. It has players who didn't want to be captain in some games. It had players who didn't want to do interviews, pre-match interviews, post-match. Yeah, there are issues. But wanangangana. Can they get to top 4? I don't think so. I think they'll fall just short because they don't score enough goals. Because I don't think they have a clear playing pattern. Because I can't tell you how United will play this week and next week. United play best when they play a team that is rudimentary, like straightforward, like hakuna kufikiria mingi. Mkianza inverted
and just to add on that point, United don't score goals.
Yeah, because what's the plan? I feel like United have this thing where it's individual. You take the ball, you go. Let me give it's like the Phoenix Suns in basketball. They have got good players, great, 2 good players, but they have no structure. They enda umalize alafu enda umalize alafu that's the United they have these guys who can attack, but they don't look like they have a system in which they fit in. Or maybe they do, I just don't see it.
No, you're right. Remember when you were talking about Rasmus Højlund in the first few games that he couldn't score goals, and that was because Marcus Rashford was going all Superman.
Yes.
And so that still exists right now. Of course, he's out, and of course you are lacking goals on that level, but also those guys, the wingers, the Rashfords, the Anthony's, they need to be consistent also.
Arsenal's goal difference is more than Man United's goal scored. That's how bad you guys are. And I don't think you're going to finish in the top 4.
Top 4 is a stretch.
On the structure issue, I think Højlund gave them a structure in some kind of way. No. Because look at some of the goals that he scored before he got injured. Yes, to some point he did. Yes, he was more of the target man. But
what's the structure from the back? You see, when we say structure, it's not just upper attack. Yeah. It's how does the team play. That's why I give Sammy knows what I mean when I say the Phoenix Suns.
I get
brilliant team, but they just don't have they don't have a clear identity of how they play. I didn't even give the Dallas Mavericks, who would be very similar in the same sense, where they, on paper, they've got Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, but it's like they say, Luka, you go, then Kyrie, you go.
You do something.
They don't have a structure. But whereas if you watch the Celtics, for example, you can see what they're doing. If you watch the Warriors, you can see what they're doing. As like they have you know why it's not working, but they have a system. That's actually they have a system. Does it always work? No. When you have a team that has a system that works, then you have the Denver Nuggets. When you have a system that works, you have the Arsenal. When you have a clear system that works, you have Liverpool. When you have a clear system that works, you have Arsenal. You have Arsenal, you have Liverpool, you have City. You have Aston Villa. You have Wolves. Their teams, their team may be uko chini, but they have a clear system. Burnley has a system. It doesn't work, but they have a system. It's clear. Everyone knows what they do. It just doesn't work. United, who sees it? Who knows what they do? I don't. Half the time I'm scratching my head. So how does this go here?
Yeah.